My name is Rick Robertson. I'm the United States Specialty Sports Association's National Slow Pitch Umpire-in-Chief. I truly love and appreciate this game. It's given me so many opportunities to travel and umpire. It can you as well. I know it takes a special person to be an umpire. If I could impart one thing on every official in the program, it would be not to take anyone or anything for granted. It can all disappear in an instant. My own personal career has spanned 32 years, and the ability to run and to hustle and to be there is gone due to an injury. You never know what you have or the ability you have until it's gone. We cannot teach judgment, we cannot teach consistency, but we can preach it. Either you have it or you don't. Hopefully in this film, we will be able to give you some new ideas and show you some techniques that can help you become a better official.
Hello, my name is John Hart. I'm the Northeast Division Umpire-in-Chief, and I've been a USSSA official for 22 years. The purpose of this video is to provide the first and second year official, as well as the veteran official, some hints, some ideas, and how to improve their game. We'll be looking at things like appearance, game control, game management, and the rules. In this part of the video, we're going to talk about umpire appearance as well as tools of the trade that we use all the time.
Appearance is important. You should always be dressed properly. If you look the part, they'll at least think you're an umpire. Always be professional in your dress.
The USSSA umpire uses many tools in the course of a game. He carries them in his USSSA ball bag. The first thing I have here is I have a clicker for balls and strikes and outs. And I also carry an additional one in case something happens to the first one. I also have a brush, and the brush is used to clean off home plate, one of the bases perhaps, or even the pitcher's mound. And I also carry a roll of athletic tape. You never know when a bat needs to be rewound or for whatever purpose. It's good to have it, and it keeps the game going.
Are you prepared? Do you have your equipment and gear with you? Are your shoes polished? Pants and shirts pressed? Have you inspected your fields? Have you reviewed your ground rules?
Another part of the game before the game is making sure that the field is of regulation length. Our fields are used for many purposes, and by taking a few extra minutes to make sure that the field is USSSA regulation will make it a lot easier during the game. There are a number of ways which you can measure the distances on our field. The most accurate way is with a tape measure. We know that from the back of home plate to first and third base is 65 feet. We know that from the back of home plate to the pitching rubber is 50 feet, and from home plate to second base is 91 feet 11 inches. Not everyone carries a tape measure with them, but it comes in very handy when we're going to do this. An important part of our umpiring experience is the game before the game. We're getting ready for the game by going around and finding things out about the ballpark. In this case here, we're going to walk around the park to find out if there are any problems that are hidden away from us. Are there any holes in the fence? Are there any low spots that we need to be concerned about? How about, are there any tree limbs hanging over? Are there any power lines? By finding out and identifying these problems before the game, hopefully they won't be that much of a problem during the game. In this ballpark, the first thing we need to be concerned about are the holes in the first base and the third base dugout. If a thrown ball should go through the hole, ball is dead, no! Second base. You need to be aware that you have to award those bases. Another area of possible concern in this ballpark is this gate. Is the gate locked? Is it secured? Or if it's not secured, what kind of situations can we do to keep it closed? Another obstacle in this ballpark here is the scoreboard. In this particular ballpark, if a ball is hit and bounces off the scoreboard, it becomes a live ball and must be played by the defense. Another problem I'm going to discuss in the pregame meeting with the coaches is this fence. As you can see, the fence will move back and forth, and that might be of concern. Another area is if a live batted ball should roll under the fence, you need to know what the rule is. Ball is dead, 2 bases from the batter. Another area of concern is this fence. As you can see, the fence is raised on the bottom. A live batted ball can come out here, roll underneath, and get stuck. If that's the situation, the ball player needs to put his hand in the air. The umpire will come out, check to make sure that in fact the ball is stuck or underneath, award 2 bases, and we can go from there. Whether you're a first or second year official or a veteran, walking the field to find potential danger areas prior to a game is going to save you a lot of trouble during the course of the game. Can the ball roll under the fence? Can it go over the fence for a home run? Will it get stuck under a fence? Will the fence open up? All this preparation before the game will help you during the course of the game, and it's going to make this event a lot easier for you to officiate.
Introduce yourself to both coaches. Go over the ground rules. Just have all your aspects ready. You're going to do it every time you have the beginning of a game. If you're the plate umpire, you go from that point, and everything else falls in place.
Chuck Schoolcraft.
Leroy Hatcher.
Leroy.
Larry Frost. How you doing?
Ed.
Frost.
Ed. Chuck Schoolcraft.
How you doing?
Okay, first we're going to go over the ground rules real quick. Gate. Anything outside the gate. See the opening of the gate here. Opening the gate here. It's going to be book rule. Okay. Going to go from the end of the fence straight up. Okay, straight up. Hopefully we'll get over there, you know, and be able to get a good call on it, but it'll be umpire's judgment. But we're going to go straight up. Same thing right here. We're going to go from the pole, end of the fence to the pole. See the light pole? Okay, and then the pole, light pole straight up. Okay. Don't forget, it's an umpire's judgment call. Getting out there, okay? This is men's varsity B, right? So you guys got 3 home runs. After that, anybody hits a home run, then it's an out, okay? Okay, how many guys you starting with?
11.
11. Okay, how many guys you starting with?
Playing 10.
Playing 10. Okay, just remember if you have an ejection, okay, and you drop down, you have to have a substitute, otherwise you forfeit the game.
Right.
But an injury, you can drop down, you can drop as far as 9, okay? Okay, 3 things I'm going to ask you to do. I'm going to ask you players to hold on to the bats, keep the profanity down, arguing ball strike, safe out, fair and foul, could mean automatic ejection, okay? Now, you guys are the coaches. If there's any questions, okay, you're the guys that come out and see us. We'll, you know, more than, you know, happy to answer any questions you have, okay? First thing we're going to do is define the strike zone. By definition, USSSA rule book, the strike zone is, as it crosses the plate, it must cut the highest shoulder. Highest shoulder, typically the front shoulder. It must go as high as the front knee in the batter's natural stance. We talk about natural stance, we talk about the batter trying to make the strike zone smaller. Not all batters will be standing directly across from the plate. Some will be standing behind the plate. Some will be standing in front of the plate. Hopefully, we'll be able to give you enough pointers where you'll be able to call a ball and a strike no matter where the batter is in the box. As you can see now, the batter is in the back of the box. Remember, we talked about visualization. It's where the ball crosses the plate. So now, I as an umpire must visualize the batter being across from the plate. Remember, you as an umpire, you still must visualize the batter as he is directly across from the plate. The strike zone hasn't changed, and you're going to call the same way you would as if the batter were directly across from the plate. You know, I've referenced before, you know, the hands, you know, at the top of the strike zone. I mean, we're taught that from when we're in Little League. You know, hey, put the hands at the top of the strike zone, and, you know, if you have to raise the balls above the hands, then that's telling you it's going to be a ball because it's out of the strike zone. And I use that same philosophy right here in softball, because most guys are at the top of the strike zone. And if the batter has to raise the hands, you know, swing at the pitch, then I'm going to more likely call it a ball, because that's telling me it doesn't cut the highest shoulder. He's at the shoulder, right, with his hands. So, you know, that's what you normally use. If he has to raise his hands, then it's going to be a ball because he isn't going to be able to cut the shoulder, right?
Consistency is the key to calling balls and strikes. Umpires have been taught a number of ways to gauge it over the years. A yardstick is 3 foot tall. A basketball rim is 10 foot. This gives you an excellent idea of what 3 to 10 foot is. The whole idea in umpiring is to be consistent from the first inning to the 7th inning. Whatever pitch you're calling in the first, make sure you call it in the 7th.
You know, anything that comes straight across, I'm not going to call. You got to give me a little bit of hump, and that's what I'm going to look for.
310 from the release,
Yeah,
right?
3 feet point of release, but you know, you got to give me some hump, okay?
Okay,
Just
okay,
some hump,
fine.
that's all I'm looking
That's
for,
fine.
nothing real high, okay?
Okay, that's fine.
One of the things we have to keep in mind here, it's hard to differentiate 3 feet, 10 feet. What might be 10 feet for me, might be 9 feet for another umpire, might be 11 feet for another umpire. 3 feet for me might be 4 for one umpire, 2 for one umpire. So it's a lot of umpire judgment here. Strike! 2 down! Come on, give me a little credit, will you?
It was
it dropped. No, I mean, I didn't think it was 10 feet. I mean, 10 feet is a basketball rim.
Yeah.
People don't realize how high. I mean, we're not used to going way up there, but.
Try! No, sir, that's right there, sir. Yep. Yes, sir.
Another one.
Even though the batter is back in the box and ducks out of the way, the strike zone remains the same. As the ball passes over home plate, it passes through the player's body, landing right behind the plate. This is a perfect USSSA strike.
Try! No, sir, that's right there, sir.
Have a good ball and strike concept. All pitchers throw it differently. Just have one basic format that you stick by. You're going to let it come in high, fine, but don't then change and let it come in flat. Have one format, and you won't get any grief if you stay consistent for both teams throughout the tournament or that night of league play.
Remember, whatever you call, just be consistent. You surely will have less arguments if you stay that way.
I don't want him standing out where everybody notices him. I think that's one of the most important things, that he's not out there trying to be the show and everybody looking at him. Let the players, the teams be the show and him do his job. I think that's very important.
Attitude is the most important to me. You have to have the right attitude both on and off the field. You must be professional, yet friendly to a point. You cannot let what happened at work or at home affect in any way how you umpire. It's a whole different world when you step on the field. You're the one in charge making all decisions that will affect the outcome of this game. You just know if a person is cut out to be an umpire or official, or if they have the right attitude. They either have it or they don't.
Well, I was always taught that your next call is always your best call. So in other words, if you make a mistake, that call's over with. So your next call should be your best call. Okay, so forget about it. I mean, you may not forget about it right then and there, but your next call is your best call. Just keep working, just keep trying to improve yourself, because you are going to make mistakes.
Well, in my opinion, the umpire runs the game, and the guy behind the plate really runs the game. He has to work hand in hand with the umpire that's helping him on the field. You have to have some type of hand signals, some type of thing between the two of you that you can communicate. And talking to each other during the game, talking to each other as partners during the game actually does better for both umpires. Now you're really both involved. If say there's a man on third base and there's a man on first base, and the home plate umpire sees the fly ball and he says, I got the tag, you got the runner, whatever. Communicate with each other, and they seem to be in more prepared and better position.
I got ball, Danny! I got ball and tag! Out of play! Larry, I got three! I got him! Safe!
Being vocal is probably one of the most important assets that an umpire has. You don't want to be timid here, and you don't want to be shy. You want the offense and the defense to know when you have an out, when you have a strike, a ball, or when you have so on and so forth, when you have a safe call. And being vocal, getting in position, not running all over the place and getting so disoriented that you lose sight of where the ball is and your players, but getting in position, being able to see the play and make the call.
Set, play!
Go!
Safe! Out!
Mechanics are important so that you can be in the right position to make the right call. The ready position for the base umpire with nobody on base is all the way in foul territory and at least one step beyond the first baseman. This is so he won't get in the way of any play. On any ground ball hit to the infield, he will then take a position at about a 45-degree angle off the base. This is so he'll be able to keep in view the foot and the glove at the same time. He also needs to make sure and watch the ball all the way into the glove before making the call. What we're going to show you now is the base umpire making an out call at first base. He's going to come across in the infield, get a 45-degree angle off the first base corner. He'll let the ball move him, move his head with the ball, see the ball all the way into the glove, right arm extended, making a verbal call. We now want to illustrate two acceptable methods for the base umpire to cover on a base hit. On the first one, the base umpire cuts across, takes his position over at second base, moving into the bag all the way to the left side so he can see both sides of the base when making the call. When he does this, the plate umpire should cover watching at first for any missed bag or obstruction. On the second illustration, the base umpire will move in and he will glance over his shoulder to make sure that the base runner has touched first base and there's been no obstruction. He will then move into second base, moving all the way to the left side, once again so he can cover both sides of the base. The plate umpire on this illustration will make sure and back up the base umpire and watch for any obstruction or any missed bag.
Notice the umpire moving into position at second base. He's in position to watch the tag being applied to the foot. The man is out.
What we're going to show you now is the base umpire with a runner on first base and a ball hit to the outfield or to the infield. He will take a position moving towards the inside to the left-hand side of the pitcher. He's got an angle off of second base and let the ball move him. He'll see that. He will turn towards first base. He will have the perfect angle here at first to make that call as well.
Out.
What we're going to show you now is the base umpire moving out to make a call on a trap ball. He will move towards the ball, assume a position, making a signal, and repeats that signal. The plate umpire will echo his call. Now we're going to show you the basic position of the plate umpire on a base hit or a ground ball. He'll come out to the left of the catcher, come up the first baseline. He'll be looking at first for any missed bag, any appeal plays, obstruction or interference, and at the conclusion of the play, he'll call time. What we're going to show you now is the plate umpire making a foul ball call. He will come out to the left side of the catcher, come down the first baseline, and make a call. Once again, there are individual styles. The main thing is to make sure we get the call correct. We also want to remind you at this time, if the ball is fair, only point. Only call foul ball on a foul.
Danny, I got ball! Foul!
What we want to show you now is the plate umpire coming out to show you what a fair ball is. He once again will come out to the left side of the catcher. He will point towards the center of the field, saying nothing. This signifies fair ball.
I got it. Time!
What we're going to show you now is the plate umpire behind the plate calling balls and strikes. He'll be positioned a little bit behind the catcher, feet spread so he's comfortable to move around. When he calls a strike, his right arm will go up and be extended, and he'll be loud. When he calls a ball, he'll say ball. He won't have to extend his arm. The idea is to be loud so everybody in the ballpark will know what the call is. Each umpire has his own distinct style. We encourage individuality, but the main thing is get it right.
Ball. Still under. Gotta give me a bump. Try! I got one strike. Time! Good job, Stevie.
Ladies and gentlemen, what we've shown you right here is a couple of different basic mechanics with no one on base and a runner on base with the base umpire. These are guidelines, and there's a number of guidelines that are acceptable. What we want to make sure is that you're comfortable and that you get the call right. It's teamwork. You work as a team out here. Make sure and discuss the mechanics you're going to use with your partner.
Run it!
Danny, I'm here, Danny, I'm here. I'm back this side, Danny. Go, Ed, go, Ed. Hey, okay? Good job. You all right? Good job, nice job.
On game control, whenever you have a controversial call, the last thing that you want to do is attract attention to yourself. They're there to play the game. They're there. People come to watch them play, not watch me umpire. You just basically you go to the coach and you find out what the problem is, and by talking to the coach, hey, it's his responsibility or their responsibility to control his players, especially when something drags on for an inning or two. Once again, you don't want to attract attention to yourself by ejecting somebody. I always said the good umpire avoids problems, but a better umpire avoids throwing people because of an issue or a problem. So in that respect, go to the coach. He's the one that has the responsibility. He has control of his players, or at least he should, and chances are that should surmise everything.
Tag him! Tag him! With the ball! Never touch it! Over the plate! On the ground!
Time. Sir. No. Okay, sir. There isn't a slide rule. What it says is you can't intentionally go in to hit somebody. You can't raise your arms to hit somebody. He tried to just jump over him. That's perfectly legal here. Here we go. Nobody. Time.
Larry, how to go in hard, Larry?
Labor Day, Northeast D, okay? We're going to play ball. We're not going to talk trash to anybody. I'm going to tell you what, anybody taunts, anybody talks trash, they're going to go, okay? Okay.
And sir, you need to take care of your players, and you, sir, need to take care of your players, and you're adding to it and not helping us. You understand?
Okay, play ball.
Let's play.
John made a nice call asking him on that down the line.
Yeah.
To me, I was over here.
You can't tell.
Like he was way the hell over.
Right. But it's the far side of the short gate. Right.
The far side of the short gate, yeah. And he was over by the first pole of the other fence.
Many times in the past I've been asked, John, what makes a good USSSA official? Some of the reasons are obvious, such as hustle, appearance, and attitude. We talked earlier about the tools that you bring to the game that you carry in your bag, but appearance, attitude, and hustle are just as important. All these things combine to create a good official. Knowing the rules is important. Expressing a good positive attitude and you're happy to be at the ballpark is just as important as anything else that you know.
As I said earlier, hopefully you will gain some new knowledge and insight from this video. If we all learned something, this may just be the first of a library of tapes to cover topics more specifically. Thank you for your attention, and thank you for being a part of USSSA. Are you prepared? Do you have your shoes with you? You better have your shoes. It ain't on there. I'm ad-libbing. You told me we got to change it. Show you some techniques that can help before you become help. Yeah. Hopefully in this film we will be. Take 39.
Start over. Yeah.
Yes. Cut.
3 feet.
He will come to the inside of the. Oh, go back.
She let the
themselves. I can learn from you. We can go from here. We can do that.
That's why they'll all be using the New England mechanics pretty soon. They'll all want to learn from us.
I can see my guys in the South. What the f*** are you doing?
I think you could speed it up. Oh, I have no idea. Oh, I tried to bull my way through that one. That wasn't going to work. And what was the question?
That's slick. We're going to have a bloop with outtakes.
We're going to be writing it down and think,
ball's there, let's get a batter.
If the ball goes underneath the fence here, underneath the scoreboard, park here, if the ball rolls underneath the scoreboard, the ball is dead. A fair batted ball will roll under the fence
if a pitch meets the three.
You think so? Geez, I can't believe you picked that up.
There you go. Problem is, the older you get, the more often you pee. Now you got water all over your tie. You didn't tell me he dribbles a lot.